Thank you for joining me here. I remain your facilitator, Oladile Michael. Here, what we want to do is to analyze the themes, the language and style, and the structure of the poem. The first theme in this poem is the oppression of women. In fact, the whole of the poem is characterized by the oppression or an expression of the oppression of women. The poem talks about the condition of most peasants in some urban African women. These women were or are made to work in the fields and on the plantations owned by big wigs or companies and are paid cheap wages. Some women are even still being paid meager salaries just because of the gender. In fact, some were made to work on such farm without any pay. This happened in the context of slavery, as their labor is described as servitude. Any moment of dereliction of duty is capable of being killed by the slave masters. Hence, the poet says the women resorted to singing to make light their burden, to foster a sense of companionship and solidarity. Also, to celebrate their achievements, to tell their stories, to entertain themselves, and to forget their sorrow. Another theme is the theme of endurance. Women are adjudged to be the strongest, even though physically we may see them as weaker vessels. The long suffering capacity of women is clearly underscored in the poem. In their hopeless and miserable situation, the traditional African women find solace, succor in singing and even celebrate their achievements. They plow the soil as well as plow the soul for a song to sing the story of their lives. In spite of their daunting tasks and risk of death, they still carry on with their lives, singing to cheat the tyranny of time. Look at them. They are busy working. As they are working, they are singing to while away their time and to uh, kill their boredom. Another theme is the theme of the power of time, how efficacy time is. The efficacy of the power of time cannot be overemphasized. Time is what is responsible for both negative and positive changes. Time compromises memory and endangers forgetfulness. Time chisels away the memory and the lyrics or contents of the song of the women of the person's land. It is time that leaves a fading tune and a dying song for the poet instead of the rich lyrics of the song. Time has both advantages and disadvantages. However, the impact of time on the song of the women of the person's land is disadvantageous. This is why the poet persona projects time as tyrannous, but which, unfortunately, the women are unable to cheat through singing. Another theme is the theme of the importance of song. Song is so important, either in the poem or in reality. To the women, singing is an antidote to boredom. The poet's persona presents as singing or song as a very useful art in so many ways. Firstly, it serves as biographical medium as it helps us learn that the women of the land used it to tell their stories. So we can now read their biography through their song. Secondly, it serves as a therapeutical purpose, as singing the song made the women to survive the individual psychological torture and collective pain from slavery. Song also makes them survive the tyranny of time. It serves as entertainment purpose and a means of celebrating the women's achievement. Finally, in spite of the fact that the song suffers loss of lyrics or content and fading tune, it serves as a valuable artifact. Valuable artifact in the sense that the poet and his contemporaries are able to go to the song of the African women and write about it. The song we're talking about here serves as inspiration to the African poets. Now, language and style. What are the devices? What are the style of narration that the poet employs? The first of them is diction. The choice of words of the author is relatively simple. The words and the phrases are carefully chosen to depict the poet's thematic preoccupation and his interest in those words and their use. They also contribute to the rhythmic quality of the poem. The second device is alliteration. Alliteration occurs when words are used in succession or at least appear close together and begin with the same letter. Examples include line 6, where the poet says, "For long fields, F, F," and line 9, "vast void." Metaphor is another figure of speech or device that the poet employs. A metaphor is a comparison between two unlike things that does not use like or as in that description or comparison. This is also present in the text or poem. Examples include line 8, line 9, in which the mind and exploration of it is described as plowing the terrain of their landscape. In line 10, the poet says, "When the servitude curved the ankles of their soul," this metaphorically refers to how the women of the land were mentally and psychologically restrained. The idea of referring to time as tyrannous alludes to how time renders the women incapable of having control over it. The phrase "dying song" emphasizes the futility of trying to recover the lost lyrics of the women's song, while the word dirge in this context refers to both the song of the women and the poem itself. The poem is a dirge on the plight of the peasant women. Another device here is simile. Similes are quite similar to metaphors, except that they are comparisons that do make use of like or as. The first two lines of the poem are a great example. Line 1 says, "Like a sculptor chipping away at bits of wood." Line 2 now completes that expression. "Time chisels away bits of memory." Look at the sculptor. It's chiseling away the part of the, is it wood or any of other substance for sculpture. And look at the women. As time goes on, the song they are singing will be dying on their lips. Old age will be telling on them, and what will be happening to them can now be compared to that of what is happening to the sculptor and his objects. The next one is personification. Personification is also present in the text. It occurs when a poet imbues a non human creature or object with human characteristics. For example, in line 10, where servitude is described as actively curving one's ankles as if it is a human being, a metaphor, this time for the entrampment of the soul. Another one is the phrase "for long fields." So it is the field that now looks forlorn. Look at the woman, and it's the woman. It's the woman that looks forlorn. Look dejected, carried away, absent-minded. She looks forlorn, but defeats look forlorn according to the poet. That is use of personification. Another device is the use of repetition. The device repetition is also employed as the following words, phrases are repeated. The word time in lines 8, 16, and 19. The word sung in more than 10 lines in the poem. And we have the word plowed in line 9. The phrase women of my land are repeated in lines 3, 39, and 44. Another one is forlorn fields, as found in lines 24 and 35. The mentioning and the repeating of these words contribute, or the phrase contributes to the development of the poet's thematic preoccupation. Also, they draw the reader's attention to the poet's interest in those words and phrases and the significance of their use. They also contribute to the rhythm of the poem. That is the work of repetition in poetry. Another one is paradox. Paradox, the dirge of their lives. Isn't this paradoxical? This phrase is paradoxical. In the first instance, a dirge is a song of mourning, and in the poem, the poet is celebrating the dead. How come that the dirge is sung to celebrate their lives? It is meant to celebrate their death, their death. But here, the poet's persona says to celebrate their lives. It is paradoxical. Another one is the use of imagery. When you are reading the poem, some uh, visual and auditory images will be occurring to you, will be appearing to you. From the poem, we can envision the image of a sculptor trying to create a physical object. We can also envision the pictures of women plow the fields, of the women singing, and of the abandoned fields and plantations. These are some auditory images evoked by fading tune, singing, echoing songs, stuttering lips, screeching voice, and so on. The mental pictures and the pieces of auditory contribute to the reader's understanding of the themes of the poem. The tone of the poem is that of lament. The poem is a lamentation on the plight of the African women. The persona laments the plight of the women and the loss of the lyrics or contents of their song. Good. We are getting closer to the end of the analysis, as what is before us is to give the structure of the poem. The Song of the Women of My Land is a 46-line poem, a poem of unequal 8 stanzas, with a 9-line stanza as the longest and a 1-line stanza as the shortest. Stanzas 1 and 2 focus on the power of time. The third stanza focuses on the life of the women in the fields. The fourth stanza explains how the women try to cope with their condition, while the fifth one alludes to the influence of time on the memory of song. We should not forget that it is in that stanza 4 that the poet persona makes us to understand that when the women want to cope with the condition, they resort to singing. So the next 3 stanzas emphasize the present, exploring the use to which the survived tune is now put. That is to tell the tale of the servitude, as well as highlighting the challenges that come with it. The last 1-line stanza summarizes and emphasizes the women's story as a dirge, a song to celebrate lives, but is a dirge. Thank you for your patience. Here comes the end of today's analysis, the Song of the Women of My Land by Omar Farouk. These are our evaluation questions. But as you all know, we're not going to attempt all the questions. So here the instruction says attempt one question from this, from question one and two. Attempt one of your choice. So you are going to do that, and you will write your answer down in an essay form. Then you will save it in PDF form and submit to my Gmail, michaeloladile84 at gmail.com. Then you will head to the portal for the notes. Thank you. Have a wonderful weekend.